The night was a living nightmare, thick with the stench of cordite and the screams of the dying. In the shattered ruins of a forgotten Afghan village, Sergeant Kira Valdez pressed her back against a crumbling mud wall, her heart pounding like a war drum. 6 enemy snipers had pinned down her squad for hours, their bullets carving through the darkness with merciless precision. One by one, her brothers in arms fell, until the radio crackled with a voice laced with despair. Those enemy snipers, they're unstoppable. But Kira, a 28-year-old sharpshooter from El Paso, Texas, wasn't about to let her team become another statistic. In just 18 minutes, she would do the impossible: hunt down and eliminate all 6. If you love stories of courage under fire, hit that subscribe button right now and join us for more epic tales of heroism. The year was 2011, and Operation Enduring Freedom was grinding through its bloodiest days. Kira's unit, part of the 10th Mountain Division, had been tasked with securing a Taliban stronghold in the Pech Valley. The mission was supposed to be routine: clear a cluster of mud brick compounds, gather intel and move out. But the Taliban had other plans. As dawn broke, Kira's squad crept through the village, their boots crunching on shattered pottery. Then the first shot rang out. Private First Class Danny Ruiz, a kid from Chicago with a laugh that could light up a bunker, dropped without a sound, a bullet through his neck. Before anyone could react, another shot. Sergeant Mike Torres, a father of 2 from Miami, crumpled, clutching his chest. The radio exploded with panic. Snipers, 6 of them, maybe more. They've got eyes on us from every angle. Kira dove behind a rusted Soviet truck, her M110 sniper rifle clutched tight. Her spotter, Corporal Lena Hayes, whispered, "Kira, we're fish in a barrel, they're too good." But Kira's eyes narrowed, scanning the jagged ridgeline above. She wasn't just good, she was a legend, with 47 confirmed kills and a reputation for never missing when it counted. The squad was trapped in a kill zone, a narrow alley flanked by high walls and overlooked by a crescent of hills. The snipers were ghosts, their positions betrayed only by faint muzzle flashes in the pre-dawn gloom. Kira's commander, Captain Reese, barked over the radio, "Valdez, you're our only shot. Find them, or we're all dead." The weight of those words hit Kira like a sledgehammer. She thought of her little brother, Miguel, back in El Paso, who'd begged her not to re-enlist. She thought of Danny's goofy grin, Mike's stories about his daughters. Rage and grief coiled in her chest, but she forced herself to breathe, to focus. Lena crawled up beside her, binoculars in hand. "Kira, there, North Ridge, 800 meters, second boulder from the left." A flash. Kira's scope locked on. The first sniper, a shadow in a Gutra, was adjusting his Dragunov. She exhaled, squeezed the trigger. The recoil rocked her shoulder as the bullet found its mark. One down, but the others adjusted, their fire intensifying. Bullets chewed the truck's metal, showering Kira with sparks. 5 left, Lena muttered, her voice shaking. Time was a blade at Kira's throat. The squad's medic, Specialist Jamal Carter, was hit next, dragging himself behind a wall as blood pooled beneath him. The radio screamed again, "They're unstoppable! Valdez, do something!" Kira's mind raced. These weren't ordinary fighters. They were Taliban elites, trained by ex-Soviet marksmen, each with a sector of the village locked down. She needed to outthink them. Spotting a narrow drainage ditch snaking toward the hills, she made a choice that would have made lesser soldiers flinch. "Lena, cover me. I'm going for the ridge." Lena's eyes widened. "You're insane. They'll see you." But Kira was already moving, low and fast, her ghillie suit blending with the dust. Bullets kicked up dirt around her as she slid into the ditch, the cold mud soaking her fatigues. Her heart thundered, but her hands were steady. She was a predator now, and the hunters were about to become the hunted. Halfway up the slope, Kira froze. A tripwire glinted in the faint light, an IED rigged to a cluster of rocks. One wrong step and she'd be vapor. She marked it in her mind, slithering past. Then a new threat, a Taliban spotter, perched on a rooftop 400 meters away, directing fire with a radio. If he lived, the snipers would track her every move. Kira switched to her sidearm, a suppressed M9. One shot, muffled by the chaos. The spotter dropped, his radio silent. 4 snipers left, but the clock was ticking. 12 minutes since the first kill. Her squad's fire was dwindling, ammo running low. Captain Reese's voice cracked over the radio. "Valdez, we can't hold much longer." Kira gritted her teeth, climbing higher, her muscles burning. She reached a jagged outcrop, giving her a clear view of the ridgeline. Lena's voice whispered through her earpiece. "Kira, 2 snipers, 600 meters, twin pines. They're bracketing the alley." Kira's scope found them, 2 shadows working in perfect sync. She couldn't take both at once, or could she? In a move that would later be studied at Fort Benning, Kira did the unthinkable. She fired a warning shot into the dirt near the first sniper, forcing him to flinch and expose his partner. In the split second they broke cover, she adjusted her aim. 2 shots, 2 kills, less than 3 seconds apart. The ridge fell silent for a moment. The remaining snipers rattled. 3 down, 3 to go. But Kira's luck was running thin. A bullet grazed her arm, blood soaking her sleeve. Pain screamed through her, but she pushed it down, crawling to a new position. The final 3 snipers were dug in deep, using a cave mouth as cover. Direct shots were impossible. Kira's mind flashed to her father, a border patrol agent who'd taught her to think like the enemy. She grabbed a flare from her pack, lobbed it into the cave. The blinding light flushed them out. 3 men, scrambling like rats. Kira's rifle sang. 1, 2, 3. The last sniper, a grizzled veteran with a scarred face, locked eyes with her through her scope. For a moment, time stopped. Then her final bullet ended him. 18 minutes, 6 snipers, 0 missed shots. The village fell eerily quiet, the only sound the crackle of burning debris. Kira slid down the ridge, her arm throbbing, and reached her squad. Jamal was pale but alive, Lena's hands steady as she patched him up. Captain Reese grabbed Kira's shoulder, his voice thick. You just saved us all." But there was no time for celebration. Kira knelt beside Danny's body, his dog tags glinting in the rising sun. Tears stung her eyes, but she swallowed them. She'd avenged him, avenged them all. The squad extracted under helicopter cover, Kira's legend already spreading through the ranks. Back at base, she was recommended for the Silver Star, but she waved it off. "For Danny," she said, "for Mike, for all of them." Kira's 18-minute miracle became a whispered myth in the army, a story of one woman against impossible odds. She returned to El Paso a hero, but the war never left her. Nightmares of that ridge haunted her sleep, yet she found purpose mentoring young soldiers, teaching them to channel fear into focus. She wasn't just a sniper, she was a symbol of what courage looks like when the world says it's over. Her story reminds us that even in the darkest moments, one person can change everything. So tell me, from which part of the country are you watching this video? Drop it in the comments, and let's keep this story alive.